More than a year later, we are once again looking at the best animal mods. Believe me, the long absence was definitely not due to lack of trying. To find a good quality animal mod is an actual pain in the neck. So, stick around and watch. It will probably be a long time before another episode like that releases. First mod on the list is Biodiverse. This is a newly published mod, but it's already full of high quality animals. The name accurately represents the animals here, since creatures like the monkeys will have a variety of species, from casual apes to orange monkeys to gorillas, of which there will be alpha males like the silverback amongst the gorillas and the elder orange monkey, which I could not find as it is very rare. Biodiverse also offers methods of taming big creatures here, mainly the rhinos. This is a thumb-hoof mammal which can run very fast, though I did not find a way to weaponize it. You can also ride the ostrich, and this one is a bit more unique, being able to run on water. The mod also features creatures that you can hunt and kill, creatures that you do not want to be nearby, and creatures that are, well, cute. This is a fresh mod, and it is criminally underrated. Spawn is a mod aiming to include new creatures into the game. This goofy looking creature is called the snail. The snails can be lubricated to release mucus, allowing you to create things like passable gates and more. The snail's shell can also be harvested with an arrow straight to the back. With it you can make beautiful solid blocks, which can be chiseled in all kinds of shapes. For how valuable the snail is, I would recommend breeding it with a mushroom stew to produce more babies, which you can use to get all of the mucus and shells you need. You would not expect such a terrifying fish to be peaceful, let alone useful. Anglerfish is serviceable because it can give you night vision for up to 5 minutes. This advantage can be taken by simply feeding the fish some glowing dust. You can grab the anglerfish with a bucket and spill it on your aquarium. Killing it, however, won't achieve anything, as the food item for the fish only gives you a mere second of night vision. The following creature is by far the cutest. I am talking about the hamsters. The two can be bred and will have an even cuter baby. The hamsters I bred had some marital issues, so the husband ended up murdering the wife. The hamsters are very useful, since you can store items in their cheek. This cheek storage is big, and would definitely be useful if your inventory is maxed out. Spawn is a very beautiful mod to have installed. It has never been updated ever since it was released, but with its cringe content, I can see it as second only to Creatures and Companions mod. Creatures and Crawlers will add some prehistoric animals. Some are passive, others aggressive, and some are passive-aggressive. Let's start with the passive animals now. We have here the elk, a large deer which you can hunt for some nutritious red meat. The head can also be chopped off to be put as a trophy. Now to the aggressive. We have here the Weichuge. This is a carnivorous evil creature that resides in cold biomes. The Weichuge is like a dweller. It will follow you around and deal damage while swinging its arms. Not the most creative animation, but enough to spice up the snowy tigers, along with a new trophy to hang. The passive-aggressive animals included the rattlesnake. It won't attack you from a distance, but if you step on it by mistake, it will bite you and poison you. Creatures and Crawlers is an amazing mod, and opposite to the majority of the mods here, it is being updated habitually. Wildlands doesn't include many mobs. Amongst its small fauna, there is the grizzly bear. This mob is animated skillfully and will perform a variety of behaviors like hibernating, looking for food, and more. The grizzly bear loves honey, and it will make a mess of itself consuming it. Two more creatures are to be found in the oceans, deep and warm oceans in particular. First is the octopus. It's a pink fish that slides peacefully on the sands. If you hit it, its defense mechanism will trigger, and it will alter its skin color to blend with the surroundings. The hammer sharks are peaceful and seek no coercion with the player. They will only prey on undead mobs, but rarely attack are the blue. The author of this mod is also the person behind mods like Prehistoric Fauna, Ravage and Cabbage, Goblins and Dungeons, and more. I have seen the author's Twitter, and it seems that some of which are getting updated, so let's be patient. This mod, similar to Creatures and Crawlers, adds primitive wildlife to Minecraft. The special about this mod is that even primitive humans are added. You can now come across tribes of archaic humans, some of which even gets affected by resource packs. This mod is not short on giants. On savanna biomes, you will more than likely find the elephant's ancestors, whom you will have to be careful around, as they are highly territorial. Alligator's ancestors are just as big and intimidating, though unlike the elephants, they won't jump you on the spot, but try not to do anything funny around them. Besides the large animals, the mod also includes some small and mid-sized creatures. The common thing amongst all animals here is the quality of their design and animation. No haphazardly put together animations or low detailed textures. The only issue this mod has is advertisement. The mod page has no images whatsoever, so people can feel skeptical and avoid downloading it altogether. Hybrid Aquatic will expand the marine life in Minecraft by adding tons of new types of fish you didn't even know existed, but apparently they do. Similar to biodiversity, this mod includes different species for one animal. Here, for example, we have the shark, of which you'll find the aggressive type and the peaceful. There are also new items that can be found on the surface, like messages in bottles, giving off that Bikini Bottom vibe. Ocean-wise, Hybrid Aquatic is the whole package and is being constantly updated and improved. With the exception of large whales, this mod will offer a sufficient underwater fauna. Species has recently been updated to include a new big dinosaur, but let's first talk about its main features. Within the mod, you are expected to tame and interact with the strangest looking creatures. Those are not your typical real-life animals, instead purely the author's imagination. Or is it inspired by external sources? I don't know. Some of these animals are useful companions, others are lazy, and some reside in unique nests which you can explore and rob. Now to this big chunk of meat, the Cruncher. I'm honestly surprised and impressed by the quality of this mob, from how it gets stunned after several hits, to its general movement, to the attacks it performs. Everything about it feels advanced and exciting. Species is a mod that has been around for a while now. And yes, the animals here are not real. But let's face it, we play a game with floating trees and an ender dragon. Realism is not always the name of the game here. Fear Forest Campaign is a small mod that has a small collection of animals, mainly the grizzly bear, which looks quite identical to the panda, though the animations separate the two, along with that baby carrying mechanism. Apart from the grizzly bear, not much can be mentioned, just the owl, which has no certain animation as of now, in addition to a handful of other creatures. The mod also adds a new biome. The trees here have naturally bushy leaves and a new type of wood to chop down. I don't expect you to download this mod, but following the project may be a good course of action, so whenever it receives an update, hopefully a big update, you'll be one of the first to capitalize on it. We already covered a lot of mods in the list with marine life, but this one here is solely concerned with one species of fish, the sharks. Bench Sharks is a 2024 release, featuring lots of sharks, each having unique designs and also behaving differently based on their species. This mod aims to bring real-life sharks into the game, and the author worked hard to paint the clearest image possible. However, to break the monotony of real life, the author also added some new species, not necessarily peaceful, but is an exciting concept. Between this mod and Hybrid Aquatic, you will need to make a choice, my friend, either forge or fabric. Zoological mod aimed to make zoologists out of you, giving you a lot of wildlife and the means to capture and study said creatures. Each animal will reside in different biomes, but the savanna and the jungle biome seems to be the places with the highest amount of wildlife. This mod is awaiting a large update, primarily focused on adding new creatures and improving the animation and behaviors of others, so it's too worth your follow. Past 2 episodes feature over 20 more animal mods, all of which are of equal quality, so I would recommend not missing out on them. Like and subscribe if you found this video valuable. See ya on the next one, my friend.